So our next speaker is going to be Paul Crandell. And you're going to stick up here and help us grill these guys.
Absolutely.
These entrepreneurial
Hey,
types.
welcome.
Hey, thanks.
Paul, I learned, was one of the first employees at Red Bull.
Yep.
You've seen that whole brand get built. And now you're at GoPro helping change marketing forever. I just want to play a little bit of the video that your team created, and then we can have a discussion about that, because it's pretty remarkable. And you can see in just a few weeks, it's been watched 4.1 million times. So this was filmed, by the way, with a $300 camera. This entire video, which shows how dramatically media has changed. Because when I learned video in the 80s, a camera that was like a quarter of this resolution cost $100,000.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
And tell me about the team, because this is all about small teams, big impacts. What kind of team puts together this media, and why are you guys doing these kinds of videos?
It's just an incredibly passionate group of people. You know, that's how the company was founded, by family and friends, and working around the clock as you do in any startup. And one of the reasons I joined the company, because of the people. And you've got just an incredible group of creatives, and also distribution team from the website, and they, you know, where we find some of these guys is literally some of the videos that we've seen that they've cut from a GoPro, and you know, we create these, and what's happening is these guys are on our team are setting a bar, and they're inspiring so many people to go out and buy a GoPro and make just an amazing edit. And you know, we're really out there trying to democratize content, you know, capture and creation and distribution and recognition. So we go out, we shoot, we edit, we use these great tools that are now available to us to produce amazing content and share it to the world. And it just has this snowball effect on people. They see it and they go buy one, and they go, check out what I just did on my GoPro. You know, so it's really cool.
Yeah, my friend has one of these, and he puts it on the front of his road bike, and he does road races in Austin, Texas, and it's really cool to see these sort of insider perspective viewpoints of, you know, with a camera that everybody can have now. I mean, anybody can, you know, take advantage of this technology.
I love the entrepreneurial story of GoPro, though, because it was started with less than $10,000, if I remember Nick's story right. You know, that he got this money with his girlfriend on a surf trip. They collected some shells on the beaches and went around in a VW bus and sold it to Ford to get the original prototypes built. And he built the prototype with his mom's sewing machine, and on it goes.
On it goes. Incredible visionary, Nicholas Woodman, and an amazing wife, Jill, who are having a kid any day now, so it's really exciting. They literally drove around and sold them out of their VW van. It's one of those stories where he had a great idea. He just wanted to capture great content of himself surfing and his friends, and that's really what it's about. It's not just, it started out as sort of you in HD, and what's happening is it's not only you, but it's your friends, and you're going out and doing these amazing things together, and to be able to share that with the world is pretty unique. It's not, we've got all these cameras these days, and they very much point and shoot. You can't mount them anywhere. They don't have a lot. They have good features, but we're talking about 11 megapixel resolution on our photos and 10 photo burst, and I don't want to sound like I'm advertising, but it's just an amazing camera, and I get really fired up about all the capabilities of it.
It's small too. I think that's really key too.
Yeah,
it's a really small. I've seen people mount them on rockets that they've shot up to 100,000 feet in the air. They've mounted them on little remote control helicopters, all kinds of things that I've seen.
I tell you, every day there's something new that lands on either a YouTube or somewhere in social media, or they send it to us, and it's just this unique opportunity. There's something, and we're either chasing alligators around swamps down the Everglades, where football players are using them to see how they're how they're passing and how they're reading the field. And then all the surfing community and what we call the action sports community, and motocross and motorsports communities are using them to see how they're racing, and they go back and they look at their footage and they say, maybe if I go a little tighter in this line, I can shave 1/100th of a second off my time, which is important in sports.
Yeah, I've got Google Plus up on the screen. What does social media mean to you guys? Because you're covering social media in a way very few companies do.
Well, social media it gets back to we're an enabler and a content enabler, and when this gets to the distribution, so people are able to go out and easily publish their experience, whether it's hiking or doing sport or whatever it is, onto a social media, and so social media is so important to us because what the phenomenon is people get so excited about publishing it, and then they keep dropping our name in there, like check out what I just did on my GoPro. So it's really interesting. The consumer is really building our brand, and when they get in there and they start talking about it, they really start geeking out on it, the features and the weight and the mounts, and people are creating new mounts for themselves. I just heard of a guy the other day who was, he was trying to capture a video of a concert that he couldn't get into, and he designed a mount that could go on a chain link fence so he could see it. Yeah. It's just every day there's something new.
What I love about your Facebook page, and I think you're showing a new model for marketing in this new world, is you get your customers to co-create with you. Your 8-person team, yes, they're doing a lot of video of their own.
I think there's more than that. But
well, okay, 8, 10 people.
But
you hear the customers are creating content that gets put on your page. And the best companies I see are taking advantage of this, right? The Coca-Cola page, by the way, Facebook's Coca-Cola page, isn't even owned by Coca-Cola. They just let it go. Some fans started that page, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. And now they support it, but it's still not owned by Coca-Cola, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
But I think you guys are leading the way here. It's really an interesting phenomenon to watch this page every day.
Yeah, and we were talking to the guys on the creative team the other day, and they're truly inspiring people to kind of get off the couch and go have fun and enjoy life. And that's how cool is it to be able to go out on the mountain and ride with your friends and come back to your living room that night and have a soda pop or a couple beers with your friends and watch this video that you did that day and share that experience, and the high fives and the stoke that's going on is it's pretty cool. And even I mounted one of my dog's collar the other day, and you know, it's just it's funny when you get the tongue hanging out. It's just interesting perspectives that the family laughs and the kids love it, and it's fortunate. We're excited.
In the last minute, what was your Red Bull experience like? Because Red Bull's a crazy brand that uses a lot of the same imagery that GoPro uses. Where did that come from, and what's going on? What did you learn from that experience of working there for 9 years?
What I learned from Red Bull, I think, is you know, marketing in an authentic way. You know, Red Bull was, you know, very all about inventing or more you know, supporting sport and giving athletes a platform to perform at their best. So we have an enabling device to capture content that can make people better, but at the same time can deliver that experience. And I think it's funny because we were actually, after we launched this video, we started to just see the comments pour in, and it was like, if Apple and Red Bull had a baby, it would be GoPro. And so we actually went over and talked to Red Bull a couple weeks ago, and hopefully we'll be doing some stuff together down the line as well.
Yeah, they have some pretty audacious plans. They're building an entire media house that's going to sell media and maybe even do a mainstream TV channel.
It's built. It's built. It's a nice little office building over in Salzburg, and it's cool because, you know, Dietrich Mateschitz, the owner of Red Bull, you know, when we were there, we would go out and shoot our amazing athletes doing amazing things, and we had these big, beautiful events that we would produce, but we owned everything. We owned the media rights. We own the event. We create the event. So we weren't ever a sponsor of the event. And what we were trying to do is place all this media. Well, Dietrich said, I'm tired of trying to place media. Why don't we just go create a media house, and we'll make a television channel, we'll create a magazine, you know, mobile phone, and all that. So it's gonna, you know, it could be a really nice strategic alignment, maybe down the road or something like that, with them, because of I mean, they got 500 athletes around the world, and you know, we're growing our athlete team tremendously every day, and you know, the public buying these and the athletes using them. I think we're part of 86 events this year at GoPro, and we've got about 60 athletes now. So there's a lot of parallels. Whether they're jumping off cliffs or racing cars, they can see themselves doing it and hopefully improve themselves in sport.
Well, we're patterning ourselves at Rackspace off of this Red Bull and GoPro teams. We're building a studio over here, and we're going to have people like you come on our TV show and create media.
Cool.
We're following you. It's not quite as sexy as jumping off a cliff, but it is to the geeks. It's very important.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to it.
out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure, Rob.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.